When you begin to believe in yourself, something powerful happens. Action becomes natural. You no longer wait for the perfect time, the right conditions, or approval from others. You simply begin. This is what belief does. It fuels movement. It pushes you from thinking to doing, from planning to pursuing, and from wishing to working. Most people don't lack talent, ideas, or even passion. They lack belief. They hold themselves back, constantly second, guessing their ability, intelligence, or worth. They hesitate, overthink, and eventually do nothing. But the moment you start believing in yourself, that hesitation fades. You begin to realize that perfection isn't necessary to start. You don't need all the answers. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to believe that you are capable of learning, growing, and adapting as you go. Belief gives you courage, the kind of courage that helps you face your fears. Whether it's applying for a job, starting a business, speaking up, or chasing a dream, belief is what transforms fear into fuel. When you believe in yourself, the fear of failure doesn't paralyze you. Instead, it challenges you to try anyway. It reminds you that even if you fall, you have the strength to get back up. With belief comes momentum. Every small action, no matter how simple, begins to build confidence. You start to see progress, and that progress reinforces your belief even more. It becomes a cycle. Belief fuels action, action creates results, and results deepen belief. And the more you act, the less scary things become. What once felt impossible now feels within reach. You stop waiting for someone to give you a chance, because you understand that you can create your own. You stop waiting for someone to validate your dreams, because you've already decided they are worth pursuing. You begin to trust your voice, your vision, and your value. You no longer let doubt control your decisions. Believing in yourself doesn't mean arrogance or overconfidence. It means trusting that you are capable of learning and growing through effort. It means acknowledging that you won't be perfect, but you'll be persistent. It means being willing to try, even when success isn't guaranteed. Take a moment and think about someone you admire, someone who's doing something amazing with their life. Whether they're a writer, athlete, entrepreneur, artist, or teacher, at some point they had to believe in themselves enough to take a risk. They had to start with nothing but belief and a willingness to act. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't isn't always talent or luck. Often, it's simply that one person started and the other didn't. The one who started believed, and that belief turned into action. That action turned into progress. That progress turned into purpose. You have that same potential inside you. You have dreams, ideas, and goals that are waiting to be pursued. But nothing will happen until you believe that you can do it. Once you believe, action becomes inevitable. You stop waiting, you start moving, you take the first step, and then the next, and soon you look back and realize just how far you've come. So if you're standing at the edge, afraid to leap, let belief be your wings. Take that step, begin the journey, because the moment you start believing in yourself, you unlock the power to act. And that's when everything begins to change. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you'll never face setbacks or struggles. It means you'll face them with strength. Resilience is the ability to keep going, even when things get hard, and that kind of strength comes from within. It's rooted in self-belief, the quiet but powerful inner voice that says, "I can handle this," even when the world seems to be falling apart. When life knocks you down, and it will, what keeps you from staying on the ground is your belief that you're capable of standing up again. Challenges will come in many forms: failures, rejections, criticism, loss, disappointment. But if you believe in yourself, you don't view these moments as the end. Instead, you see them as part of the journey. You begin to understand that failure isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something to learn from. Self-belief changes the way you interpret difficulties. Rather than seeing a setback as a sign that you're not good enough, you see it as an opportunity to grow. You ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Instead of why did this happen to me? That shift in mindset is the heart of resilience. It allows you to rise, adapt, and keep moving forward, even when the odds are against you. When you believe in yourself, you stop seeking constant reassurance from the outside world. You don't need everyone to agree with your path. You don't need permission to keep trying. That inner confidence becomes your anchor when everything else feels uncertain. It's what keeps you steady during life's storms. It tells you that no matter what you're facing, you'll figure it out. Resilience doesn't mean you're never hurt or shaken. It means you bend but don't break. And belief in yourself is what gives you that flexibility, the ability to fall without losing your will to rise. It's what fuels your comeback after every breakdown. It's what keeps you going on the days you feel like giving up. Think about a time when you failed or were deeply disappointed. Maybe it was a missed opportunity, a broken relationship, or a dream that didn't work out. At first, it might have felt like the end, but if you kept going, even just one step at a time, it was because somewhere deep inside you believed you still had something to offer. That belief was your resilience in action. Believing in yourself also helps you handle criticism and negativity. Not everyone will support you. Some will doubt you, and some may even try to bring you down. But when you trust yourself, their words lose power. You may hear them, but they don't define you. You keep moving forward, not because it's easy, but because you believe the destination is worth it. And so are you. Life is unpredictable, and nobody escapes hardship. But those who believe in themselves have an unshakable advantage. They keep trying, they keep learning. They don't let one chapter define the whole story. They understand that pain, failure, and fear are temporary, but their belief in themselves is the constant that helps them endure. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need to be fearless or perfect. You just need to trust that no matter what happens, you will keep going. That's resilience. And it all starts with one simple decision: to believe in yourself. So when life gets tough, and it will, don't let it break you, let it build you. Let your belief be your armor, because the stronger your belief in yourself, the stronger your ability to rise, recover, and keep moving forward, no matter what. When you start believing in yourself, you send a powerful message, not just to your own mind, but to the world around you. That message is simple: I am capable, I am ready, I am enough. This inner belief shows up in your posture, your words, your energy, and your decisions. It transforms how people see you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. And this transformation naturally begins to attract opportunities. Opportunities don't just fall into the laps of the lucky. They often find those who are prepared, confident, and willing to act. When you believe in yourself, you begin to show up with a different level of energy. You become more open to challenges. You speak up in meetings. You try things others avoid. You chase your goals instead of waiting for them to come to you. That boldness, that courage, it gets noticed. People are drawn to confidence. They are more likely to offer chances, support, and mentorship to someone who believes in what they're doing. Self-belief also changes how you respond to opportunity. So many people miss chances not because they aren't capable, but because they don't believe they are ready. They hesitate. They talk themselves out of trying. They fear rejection before it even happens. But when you believe in yourself, you say yes more often. You take the leap. You send the application. You make the call. You knock on the door. That action creates results. That movement opens new paths. In many ways, self-belief is like a magnet. When you truly believe in your potential, you naturally start putting yourself in environments where opportunities live. You go to events. You start conversations, you network, you share your ideas, you build connections. All of this increases your visibility. And when people see you consistently show up with purpose and confidence, they begin to trust you, support you, and invite you to greater things. Belief also gives you clarity. When you trust yourself, you stop wasting time trying to be everything for everyone. Instead, you focus on your strengths, your passions, and your goals. You begin to attract the right kind of opportunities, those that align with who you truly are. You no longer chase everything out of fear of missing out. You pursue what truly matters because you know your value and what you want to achieve. Let's not forget that belief also improves how you deal with setbacks. Every opportunity comes with challenges. There will be moments when things don't go as planned, but if you believe in yourself, you don't give up easily. You treat failures as stepping stones. You stay committed. And this persistence often turns temporary defeats into long-term success. That resilience, combined with confidence, makes you stand out in any field. Think about the most successful people in any industry. Most of them weren't born into greatness. They didn't wait for someone to hand them a golden ticket. They created their own path, and the first tool they used wasn't money, connections, or talent. It was belief. That belief pushed them to take action. That action created results, and those results opened doors. You have the same power. The more you believe in yourself, the more doors will open, not just because others believe in you, but because you're ready to walk through those doors without fear. You recognize your value, you claim your space, and you act with intention. So if you're waiting for an opportunity, stop waiting, start believing. Believe so deeply in your ability that the world can't help but notice. Because once you believe in yourself, the right opportunities will start to find you, and you'll finally be ready to receive them. Success is often seen as a combination of talent, hard work, and opportunity. While all these elements matter, they rest on one core foundation: belief in yourself. Without belief, even the most talented individuals may never reach their potential. Without belief, hard work becomes uncertain and directionless. Without belief, opportunities may be missed or ignored. Belief is the starting point, the anchor, and the driving force behind every true success story. Belief is what fuels your dreams before anyone else even sees them. It's the internal voice that says, "I can do this," even when there's no evidence yet. It gives you the courage to begin. You may not have all the resources, skills, or experience at the start, but belief gives you the confidence to take the first step. And without that first step, no journey ever begins. Success isn't achieved in a straight line. It's filled with setbacks, mistakes, and unexpected turns. This is where belief plays an even greater role. When others doubt you, when challenges appear bigger than your abilities, when failure whispers that you're not good enough, belief becomes your shield. It keeps you grounded in your purpose and reminds you why you started. People who succeed are not those who never fall, but those who never stop getting back up. What helps them rise each time? Their unshakable belief that they can still win. Self-belief also builds consistency, which is essential for long-term success. It helps you stay committed to your goals even when motivation fades. You continue to show up, to work, to improve, not because things are easy, but because you believe the end result is worth it. This consistency turns effort into mastery and struggle into strength. Another reason belief is the foundation of success is that it influences how others perceive you. If you walk into a room full of confidence and clarity, people pay attention. They respect those who are sure of their path. They are more likely to invest in, support, or collaborate with someone who believes in what they're doing. Your belief can inspire belief in others. It can open doors you never expected, because people tend to follow those who trust themselves. Believing in yourself doesn't mean thinking you'll never fail. It means trusting that failure won't be the end. It means seeing setbacks as part of the process, not as signs to quit. This mindset allows you to take bigger risks, to aim higher, and to push through discomfort. The truth is, success often requires doing things that are difficult or uncertain. Without belief, those moments can feel impossible. With belief, they become opportunities to grow. Belief also shapes your self-talk, and that inner dialogue shapes your outcomes. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, you'll likely act in ways that prove it. But if you remind yourself that you're capable, worthy, and improving every day, you'll move through life with a sense of purpose. That mindset builds momentum, and momentum builds success. Think of every invention, every business, every movement that has ever made a difference in the world. Behind it was a person who believed, often when no one else did. That belief didn't guarantee success overnight, but it made success possible. Without belief, they would have never started. With it, they changed their lives, and sometimes the world. If you want to succeed, you must start by believing in yourself. Believe in your ability to learn, to grow, to improve, and to overcome. Build that belief daily through action, reflection, and persistence. Because once your foundation is solid, everything else, effort, strategy, opportunity, has something strong to stand on. That is how belief becomes the first and most important step toward real, lasting success. Believing in yourself does more than change your own life. It has the power to influence everyone around you. Confidence is contagious. When people see someone who truly believes in their purpose, their abilities, and their dreams, it creates a ripple effect. It makes others stop and think, if they can do it, maybe I can too. That's the magic of self-belief. It doesn't stay contained. It spreads, lifts, and inspires. Often, we don't realize how deeply others are watching us. It could be a friend, a sibling, a student, a colleague, or even a stranger. They might be silently struggling, unsure of their path, waiting for some sign that it's okay to try. And then they see you, working hard, moving forward, chasing your goals, staying strong in the face of challenges. That quiet determination can be more powerful than any speech. It becomes proof that belief makes a difference. Inspiring others doesn't require perfection. In fact, it's often your flaws, your struggles, and your honesty about the journey that leave the greatest impact. When you share your story, your doubts, failures, and how you chose to believe anyway, it makes your path relatable. People don't connect to impossible heroes. They connect to real people who rise through difficulty. Your belief gives them hope that they can rise too. Self-belief also shifts the atmosphere in teams, workplaces, families, and communities. When one person dares to believe in something bigger, it opens the door for collective belief. Others begin to speak up. They feel encouraged to share their ideas, take initiative, and step out of their comfort zones. It only takes one spark of belief to ignite many others. Leaders, in particular, must understand the weight of their belief. A leader who believes in their vision and in the people they lead can transform an entire group. Employees who feel trusted and valued by someone with strong belief often perform better, take more risks, and stay more motivated. The same is true for teachers, coaches, parents, and mentors. When they believe in those they guide, it builds confidence in those individuals as well. But even outside leadership roles, your belief matters. You don't need a title to make a difference. Every small act of courage can be a light for someone else. Maybe it's going back to school at an older age. Maybe it's starting a business, speaking in public, or simply standing up for yourself. These acts of belief are bold, and they are noticed. You never know who is watching you and quietly thinking, because of you, I won't give up. In a world full of doubt, fear, and negativity, belief becomes a form of quiet rebellion. It's choosing light when darkness is easier, and when others see that light, they begin to believe it's possible for them too. This is how movements begin. This is how communities grow. One person decides to believe, and that belief starts to inspire everyone else. Of course, inspiring others isn't about putting pressure on yourself to be a role model. You don't have to have it all figured out. All you have to do is keep showing up with belief, imperfect, growing, and honest. That alone is more powerful than you know. So, if you're chasing a dream, pushing through pain, or trying to find your way, know this: every step you take with belief might be the step someone else needed to see. Your belief is a seed, and as it grows, it helps others grow too. That's how change begins, not just in your life, but in the lives of everyone you touch. Believing in yourself is one of the most powerful choices you can make, because it has the potential to completely transform your life. When you start to truly believe that you are capable, worthy, and destined for more, something shifts deep inside. That shift changes the way you think, the way you act, and the way you respond to the world around you. Suddenly, you are no longer driven by fear or self-doubt. You are driven by purpose, passion, and hope. The moment you begin to believe in yourself, your thoughts become more positive. You stop focusing on your limitations and start focusing on your possibilities. You no longer dwell on what you lack, but start to recognize what you already have: the skills, the strength, and the potential to build something meaningful. This new mindset opens your eyes to opportunities that were always there, but you may have missed because you were too afraid or unsure to see them. Belief gives you clarity. You begin to understand what you truly want and what matters most to you. Instead of living according to the expectations of others, you start making choices that align with your values and your dreams. Life becomes more purposeful, and each day becomes a chance to move closer to your goals. That sense of direction creates momentum. It keeps you motivated even when the journey is hard. One of the most powerful ways belief transforms your life is by helping you overcome fear. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to growth. It holds you back from trying new things, taking risks, and stepping out of your comfort zone. But belief doesn't eliminate fear. It gives you the courage to face it. You start to see fear not as a stop sign, but as a signal that you are growing. You take the leap, even if your voice shakes, because you know that every step forward brings you closer to the life you want. Belief also changes your relationships. When you believe in yourself, you begin to surround yourself with people who support your journey instead of those who tear you down. You set healthier boundaries and stop settling for less than you deserve. You start building connections based on mutual respect and positivity. And as your confidence grows, you begin to inspire others to believe in themselves too. With belief comes action. You stop waiting for the perfect time or the perfect conditions. You realize that the right time is now, and that progress matters more than perfection. You begin to try, fail, learn, and try again. Every action you take reinforces your belief, and every step forward builds your confidence. That cycle of belief and action creates real, lasting change. Over time, belief changes not just what you do, but who you are. You become someone who takes responsibility for your life, someone who doesn't give up easily, someone who sees challenges as opportunities. You become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You realize that you don't need to have all the answers. You just need to trust yourself enough to keep moving forward. Life will always have its ups and downs. There will be moments of doubt, confusion, and failure. But when you have belief, you're not shaken by those moments. You are shaped by them. You use them to grow. You use them to rise. And in doing so, you create a life that is not only successful, but deeply fulfilling. In the end, belief is more than just a mindset. It's a lifestyle. It's the foundation of transformation. When you believe in yourself, you stop just existing and start truly living. You don't wait for life to happen. You create it. And that changes everything.